point, I'm just to my breaking point. I need help.
Stranded at the school bus stop, parents turn to RTV6 after their kids are left out in the cold. They say it's a recurring problem affecting their children's education.
Mounting concerns about popular antibiotics, why parents and doctors are concerned about the federal government's latest move.
And then he has big paws to fill. Tonight, we'll introduce you to Butler University's mascot in training, Blue 4.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Good evening to you. Thanks for being here. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starnes. You know, new at 5, parents are reaching out to RTV6 for help after they say their kids were left at a bus stop this morning.
They tell us the Indianapolis Public Schools bus never came to pick the kids up. And what's more, they say this is not the first time it's happened either.
RTV6's Megan Sanctorum is working for you, finding out why this keeps happening and what IPS administrators plan to do about it.
This is the corner an IPS school bus is supposed to stop at to pick kids up and bring them to school number 49 on the southwest side of Indianapolis. But families tell us this morning the bus never came. Their kids waited more than an hour for it because this is their only form of transportation to the school.
We just kept waiting and waiting.
This isn't the first time the bus failed to show up either. Parents tell us calls to the district and the company that runs the bus service for IPS have gone unreturned. Now they're reaching out to RTV6 for help, saying this is starting to impact their children's education.
It's hurting her school, you know, hurting her learning and stuff, because this makes like 7 times she's missed because of it. Because I don't drive, so.
They put her down to a D in choir, because choir's the first class. So she has a D in choir. All the rest of the classes are B's, and I want her to succeed in this life. And not getting to school is not going to do it.
So now they're working to get this resolved before it happens to anyone else.
There's no telling how many other kids are standing on bus stops that they've not called and asked for help. I'm begging for help to get my daughter to school.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
And just moments ago, Durham Transportation released a statement acknowledging delays and issues at that particular bus stop. They tell us the driver has been removed from the route and a new driver will cover it moving forward. We will have much more on this story tonight at 6.
And now in the Storm Team 6 Tracking Center with Alyssa Donovan. Thanks for being here tonight.
Yeah.
I know it's a little bit later for you. Nice to have you
nice
off
change, though.
Yeah, but it's a little bit gloomy out today.
Yeah.
But cold, but not too bad.
Right, so not too cold today. Those temperatures this morning were pretty bitter. We started with those temperatures in the teens. Those wind chills were a factor. Highs today just close to average. We have been spoiled with some warmer temperatures the past couple weeks, but today we were close to average. 34 degrees for our high today in Indianapolis, 36 in Muncie. As we head over the next couple hours here, we're going to continue to build in that cloud coverage. We started with partly cloudy skies the first half of the day, but now those clouds are filtering in, and that's all ahead of a low pressure system that's just off to our west. You can see that's building right along Missouri and moving into Illinois right now, bringing some snow showers there. We are actually going to start with rain showers as that system moves towards us, but those aren't going to come in until late tomorrow. So we're going to see dry conditions overnight tonight. Temperatures falling just into the 20s and low 30s by tomorrow morning, so not nearly as cold of a start for our Thursday. We'll see a little bit of a mixture of clouds throughout the day. Then those clouds will really move in the afternoon. That's also when we're going to start seeing some wet weather, quite a bit more wet weather as we head through the 7-day forecast. All of those details in just a few minutes.
We'll see you soon. Thank you, Alyssa, for that. Tonight, Indianapolis fire investigators are still trying to determine the cause of an Eastside fire that killed a woman. That fire broke out just after 6 this morning in a home on the 1900 block of Kildare Avenue, not far from 21st and Emerson. Several people who called 911 said they could hear a loud boom followed by the fire. The fire was under control in about 10 minutes, but firefighters found a woman in her 60s dead inside. Her name has not been released. An autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow. A dog also died, but 2 others survived. A reminder about a traffic restriction on a busy downtown street. Citizens Energy Group has closed 3 lanes of Pennsylvania between New York and Washington streets to install a sewer pipelining. That is work that was planned. All lanes should reopen by tomorrow evening. Indiana is one step closer to having a hands-free driving law. This means it would be illegal to hold your phone while driving. It would not affect you if you mount your phone on your dash or if you use it on speaker while it's in a cup holder, only if you're physically holding it while driving. A committee unanimously approved the bill, and it will head to the full House.
An Indiana mom's quest to get more stringent warnings on popular antibiotics has hit a roadblock. Heather McCarthy's son, Shay, a Purdue University student, died after taking Levaquin. Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kenny has been digging into the side effects surrounding these drugs for the past 4 years, and she joins us now with today's developments. Kara.
Thank you, Amanda. We're talking about fluoroquinolones, popular antibiotics used to treat infections like bronchitis and UTIs. This is the citizen petition filed 6 months ago with the FDA asking for more stringent warnings. And this is the letter the FDA just sent back saying they haven't even had a chance to look at it because of other priorities.
Indiana mom Heather McCarthy has been pushing for changes after the 2013 death of her son, Shay. She says Shay was suffering from mental health side effects from the antibiotic Levaquin and died after he crashed his car into a cement embankment. The Southern Network for Adverse Reactions and Dr. Charles Bennett submitted a petition to the FDA in June requesting a black box warning to identify psychiatric adverse events, including suicide. The petition also requests the FDA add fluoroquinolone-associated disability to the black box warning. Heather McCarthy and Dr. Bennett are upset with the FDA's response and lack of investigation.
It's important to understand what's at stake here. What's at stake is lives. Every day that passes without patients being informed of life-threatening side effects is real lives that are lost. And here we have drugs, Cipro and Levaquin, that are used by 22 million people in the United States, 220 million people worldwide. And the Europeans have responded to concerns by changing the label. And all we're asking the United States FDA to do is to keep in line with the Europeans.
The drug maker Janssen stopped making brand name Levaquin in December 2017. However, the product may remain on shelves until September of this year. Also, millions of Americans are still taking generic versions of the drugs. Dr. Bennett hopes the new citizen petition will lead to label changes, not just with Levaquin, but all fluoroquinolones.
We reached out to the FDA for a response a week ago, and they just now sent us a response saying they are working to resolve the issues raised in this petition. The makers of Levaquin stand by the safety of their medication. Back to you, Mark.
Our Kara Kenny, thank you. Sometimes all it takes is investing a little time, energy, and care to make a lifelong lasting impact for a child. And now there is a dire need for mentors to help young people in Indianapolis. RTV6's Stephanie Wade talks with a group that says they have hundreds of kids who have asked for mentors, but don't have enough volunteers. She explains how you can get involved.
January is National Mentoring Month, and Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Indiana has a huge need for volunteers and mentors. Their wait list of kids just wanting someone to look up to is growing every day.
He showed me that the worldly view of what a man is, it isn't necessarily what a man truly is, you know, and I feel like without that influence in my life, things may have been a lot different.
At 9 years old, Will Ramey's mother signed him up to be a little brother. He grew up without a father and says his big brother Doug's impact was life-changing.
If you have a pull to do it, it's for a reason. You may not be able to quantify what that reason is right now, but the really good stuff in life isn't quantifiable anyway. And you should take a risk and get going and do it.
Years later, they still meet every week for coffee. And the need for mentors like Doug is becoming increasingly important.
We have more than 1,200 kids who have asked for mentors who we've not yet been able to reach. So we're working really hard right now to find more people who are interested in being big brothers, big sisters, big couples, or big friends.
Big Brothers Big Sisters is currently serving more than 1,400 kids this year, the largest number they've ever had on record. But there's still hundreds more hoping they're next in line. 70% of kids waiting are boys. Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
To learn more about how to apply or what the process is like to become a big brother or big sister, we'll attach a link on our website at theindychannel.com.
Ahead on the Now Indy tonight at 5:30, the move at the Indiana State House to separate church and state, a move that will affect schools around Indiana.
And just ahead here at 5, he's next in a long line of Butler Blue royalty, and he's making the rounds so you can make his acquaintance. You'll meet the pup carrying on the legacy next.
And we started this week cool and dry, but that wet weather returns in the next few days. Here, I'll have all those details coming up. You're watching RTV6 News at 5. We'll be right back.
Furniture and mattress store, Ashley Home Store.
These funds pending direction from that process.
Happening right now, opening statements continue in Washington, D.C. in the impeachment trial of President Trump. House managers are making their case that the president should be removed from office. This is a live look from the Senate. You can watch live coverage on the RTV6 Facebook page. The House managers will continue making their case over the next 3 days. It comes as the president wraps up a foreign policy trip in Switzerland while keeping close tabs on the impeachment proceedings. ABC's Rachel Scott is on Capitol Hill tracking the latest.
Fresh off a nearly 13-hour, at times heated debate, the Democratic managers returned to the Senate chamber with their evidence in hand, opening their case against the president.
The president was the key player in the scheme. He personally asked the foreign government to investigate his opponent. These facts are not in dispute.
Democrats say the evidence is clear. The president abused his power and obstructed Congress and still insist there is more to uncover. But their repeated attempts to subpoena witnesses and documents before today's opening statements failed.
The amendment is tabled. The amendment is tabled. The amendment is tabled.
That pivotal question over witnesses punted until both sides complete their opening statements.
I don't know how you have a serious trial without hearing from witnesses, without getting all of the documents.
I want this to end up in a fair trial with a verdict. And I think the big dynamic we've been missing so far has been we haven't heard anything from the defense.
Democrats are holding out hope that 4 Republican senators will vote across party lines to meet the simple majority threshold needed to subpoena witnesses. But other key Republicans already have their mind made up.
They don't care what they destroy in the process of trying to destroy Donald Trump. I do care. So to my Democratic colleagues, you can say what you want about me, but I'm covering up nothing.
As the trial unfolds, President Trump, 4,000 miles away in Davos, had impeachment on his mind, telling reporters he can do with or without witnesses.
I can live either way.
And all eyes will be on a group of moderate senators who have already proven to have some power in how this impeachment trial plays out. Republican Senator Susan Collins pushed for changes to allow existing evidence to be admitted, and the rules were revised. Rachel Scott, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Well, 47 years ago today, the U.S. Supreme Court issued the decision that legalized abortion in this country. For those who disagree, the fight to change carries on. Today, the 3rd annual Indiana March for Life made its way through downtown, ending at the south steps of the State House for a rally. The event was co-sponsored by Right to Life Indianapolis and the Catholic Archdiocese of Indianapolis and Lafayette. This was just one of many local marches preceding the National March for Life Friday in Washington, D.C., calling for Roe versus Wade to be overturned.
It is time to meet the pup that will become the next Butler University mascot, Blue 4, a 12-week-old English bulldog. The big reveal today on social media. And later, he and his handler, Evan Cross, stopped by RTV6 for an appearance on the noon show. But that also required a quick nap, including puppy snores, in our green room before hitting the studio. It's exhausting to be a puppy, let alone the next dog to carry on the Blue legacy. He will take over the reins after Blue 3, or Trip, retires at the end of this academic year.
Yep, this is Trip's new intern. So until May, when Trip retires, he's going to be interning under him, going to events with him, going to Butler basketball games, and learning what it takes to be the next mascot. We've been bouncing balls around the house. We've been playing loud music. He has a Butler basketball playlist of all the songs that the band plays during the game. So he's used to all of that already. And then obviously going through the lineup so he knows all the players already and Coach Val's strategies.
It looks like they're already exhausting him. Blue 4 will make his public debut Friday night at 9 at Hinkle Fieldhouse before the Bulldogs take on Marquette. Now, we talked about the puppy snores. If you actually, we couldn't hear the snores in that video, but oh my goodness, so
he was tuckered out.
Yeah,
exhausting.
A lot to make them out.
I mean, dealing with the media is just super exhausting.
Plus, they red couch is pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I understand. Very much so. Well, and you know what? It wasn't very comfortable outside to start the day.
It was a chilly day out there today.
It was a chilly start today. We kind of recovered throughout the day, and we're going to recover even more as we head through the 7-day forecast. But it does come with a price, and that price is some rain and some snow mixed in there as well. But tonight, it's going to be quiet and dry, a calm evening ahead, and a calm start to our Thursday. Things change, though, as we head into tomorrow evening. That's when we're going to see our first bout of rain coming in, and then we have the potential of some snow mixing in with that system as well over the next couple days here. That's going to impact us Thursday night into Friday and into the first half of Saturday. So similar to what we've seen the past couple weeks where we have these storm systems coming in late in the week. Now, tonight we also have a viewing of the International Space Station. That's going to start at 6:35 p.m. Now, unfortunately, we are going to see some cloudy skies as we head into the evening, so the viewing may not be the best tonight, but just wanted to let you know, if you look to the southwest tonight, right around 6:35, we are going to see that until 6:39 as it moves off to the northeast. So just a chance of seeing that tonight. Very cool when you can. So cloudy skies are in control right now. You can see that on our satellites and radar. All that cloud coverage is coming in from this low that's just off to our west. That's building across the Midwest right now. That's going to move into Illinois, bringing some snow over the next few hours here. But as it approaches us, we're mostly just going to see some clouds build in over the next 24 hours or so, and then our chance of rain comes in tomorrow evening. Now, tonight, it's not going to be nearly as cold as what we had last night. That's partially due to that approaching low pressure system. As it approaches, it's building in those clouds, which means those clouds will insulate us from any cool, dry air that's still in the atmosphere. And then we also have a southerly wind that's helping usher in some warmer air as well. So by tomorrow morning, temperatures not nearly as cold as we started today, in the 20s and low 30s. But we are not out of the woods with some active weather. That low pressure system will eventually get to us and bring us that potential of some rain showers by tomorrow evening. That rain will continue overnight and into our Friday. Potential of mixing in some snow in there as well as it moves out on Saturday, possibly even seeing some of that snow early in the evening on Thursday and overnight into early Friday morning. If we do see any snow, it will be wet, slushy snow, and that's because that system is coming through when those temperatures are not really close to freezing. So really just a chance of that snow. If we do see it, it's going to be that wet, slushy snow, and also going to see very light accumulation, if even. Tomorrow, highs will be in the low 40s with that rain coming in very late.
It just sounds miserable.
I know. It's, we've had several weekends like this.
Yeah.
This is just another one.
Blah.
Thanks, Alyssa, for that.
A little girl and her mom team up to make a video that is going viral. The theme, hair, makeup, and one Super Bowl-bound quarterback.
And Keller, right now.
Hello to you. I'm Julie Grant with Court TV, and we are covering what will likely be the biggest case of 2020. Today is opening day in Harvey Weinstein's criminal trial in Manhattan. Weinstein facing a jury this morning in the courtroom where during her opening statement, prosecutor Megan Hast portrayed Weinstein as a sexual predator who used his stature in the movie industry to abuse women. Earlier today, we saw a big surprise with this. Weinstein walking into the courthouse without using his walker. The 67-year-old former movie producer is accused of 5 sex crimes involving 2 complaining witnesses. One of them being former production assistant Mimi Halle. There's also a supporting witness on the state's indictment, and that is Sopranos actress Annabella Sciorra. The state will also be presenting 3 more accusers to try to establish a pattern of sexually assaultive behavior. Now, the defense says they plan to use what they say are dozens and dozens of loving emails from Weinstein accusers as part of their consent defense. If convicted, Weinstein could face life in prison. We also have our crews in Florida for a death penalty case. Donald Hartung is accused of murdering his mother and his brothers. What's more, investigators believe that witchcraft may have been involved. The defense has argued that no physical evidence was found in Hartung's car or in his home after the brutal killings. And as always, you can count on Court TV Live for gavel-to-gavel coverage of America's most compelling criminal trials. I'm Julie Grant. Now back to you in the studio.
An 8-year-old Missouri girl loves makeup and being in the spotlight, but there is one thing she loves even more: Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. And while Reese Wallace roots for her favorite quarterback, her mom said she is always begging to watch makeup videos or even do her makeup. So last Friday, ahead of the Chiefs game against the Titans, mother and daughter had a little fun and did a Chiefs hair and makeup tutorial video that has gone viral. Mahomes doesn't wear makeup, but he does wear headbands.
What do you think? Who do you look like? I did make it shareable, and I didn't look at it for an hour or two, and then when I came back to my phone, it had already been shared, I don't know, a few thousand times. There's very little focus on the fact that she has Down syndrome. It's just a kid doing makeup, having fun with her mom. She's just like any other 8-year-old out there.
As of last night, that Facebook video had more than 200,000 views and thousands of shares. Of course, Reese is rooting for the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
Love her attitude and the headband there, right?
Looks great.
Great to see. New tonight on RTV6 News at 6, a high school cosmetology class focusing on beauty is now on the front lines of spotting skin cancer, what they've learned that could save lives.
But first on the Now, Indy coffee giant Starbucks is bringing an important message to Indianapolis, and it all centers on making everyone feel welcome. You're watching RTV6. We'll be right back.